The real world team is about to win. We're talking about augmented reality games, that is, AR walking games that take place in the real world like Pokemon Go. But I have some insights for how to make it better. The very first insight is that games in the real world are better, or at least they're interesting. It can't all be games in your mom's basement, in a dark room, in a virtual world. So to prove that, we're going to play a little game. Some of you have seen the movie King Kong, where King Kong climbs on top of the Empire State Building, and then airplanes come over and over. Does anyone want to come up to the stage and have some fun with me? Okay, come on up, you too. Come on up. So, I'm going to give you monkey shirt. Oh, thanks. There you go. Perfect. Monkey gloves. Cute. Does everyone have your paper airplanes ready? Paper airplanes. On the count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, video games are great, but games in the real world are fun too. Some applause, please, for our volunteers. So, I'm John Monsarrat, and this is how I started a company. I was hit by a car, and I used that to start a company which made this game. This is Lord of the Rings Online, which won the equivalent of an Oscar from the video games industry. And that company was purchased by Warner Brothers for $160 million. Thank you. And I'm here today to talk about augmented reality gaming, which you're not going to see on this slide. You're going to see we have mobile gaming is the biggest sector of mobile games. They earned a lot of money last year. PC gaming, console gaming. Is there anything missing? Any ideas what's missing from this? That's right, it's VR gaming. Last year, VR games together earned about $1 billion. But AR games earned $2 billion. So AR gaming is already outpacing VR gaming, despite it being a relatively young industry. And I think that AR games are a good industry to bet on because they're forecast to grow by 32% a year, whereas most games will not grow that much. AR games are also a brand new category that we've sort of never seen before. Most games where you socialize. There are outdoor games like sports or events like a nightclub or arts, going to a theme park. Of course, online you have social media. Online you have MMOs. But a game that's in the real world and it's computer administrated has sort of never existed before. Even Pokemon Go is not really social enough to count for this. We do, of course, have escape rooms. And then we have AR walking games. That is, we would have AR walking games if they were social. I'm sure that you've had the experience of playing Pokemon Go with a friend, but you're not playing through the game. You're playing solo, independently, even though you're together. So, we're going to fix that today. Here's 20 seconds on the
it's an entire landscape
promise of AR mobile games.
To walk through. See more at Monsarrat.com.
They get you active. I'm going to tell you 4 secrets, and then I'm going to give you the solution for each of these problems. How can we make a game that's better the next generation after Pokemon Go? And make a lot of money. Is there anybody here who wants to make a lot of money? What? The first secret is that you want to attract people who are not part of the video game community. They don't really play video games. Pokemon Go did this well. That's why it was so popular. You can't really be a mega hit without drawing in mainstream non-video game players, right? But to non-video game players, Pokemon Go doesn't really look like this. We see this online, but it really looks like this. You're walking your dog, and then you happen to be playing a game. The game is a secondary activity. Or you're just chatting with your friends. See, they have their phones out, but the game is secondary. And Pokemon Go does this pretty well, but there are some ways to improve on it. And I think the solution is interactive augmented reality. Let me describe that. Think of augmented reality as putting a theme park in your public park. And you don't have to actually build the theme park, of course, but you're walking around seeing cool stuff on your phone. Well, when you're playing Pokemon Go, you must know that most people turn off the augmented reality feature. They usually don't use it. But that means that your theme park looks like this. It looks like nothing. So we have to give people a reason to turn on the augmented reality, because that's why the mainstream loves these games. If you don't give them interesting augmented reality, it's not interesting to the mainstream. And the answer really isn't to give them better goggles, better graphics. The answer, at least in my opinion, is to use interactivity. So I want to show that today. I need 3 more volunteers to come up on stage. Okay, so I'd like you to be a tree. You just stand here and be a tree. And you two are also trees. Just stand there and there. Put your arms up and you're a tree. And now the wind is blowing. Whoa! The trees. Okay, great. In this example, there's a pirate who's not real. She's an augmented reality. But I'm real. I'm a player. And I have my phone. And it's my job to track the pirate. So I'm following behind the pirate. But if I get too close, she might see me. If I can follow her, I will find the treasure chest. You can't do this in Pokemon Go. Let's do it. I found it. I found the treasure chest. What does it have inside? Open this up for me and show the audience. There's the treasure. Nice. Just put that on the floor there. Thank you. For the next stunt, this is the last one in this segment, we're going to do a stunt with a creature, a lizard. And the lizard has armor on its front, but it can only be attacked from the back. Now, in Pokemon Go, you don't typically see the backs of the creatures, right? In Pokemon Go, you're always facing the creatures. Here's some plastic swords. Don't hit too hard, please. Now, this dragon is invulnerable from the front. You can't hurt me like this. You have to go around to the back. Oh, no! You got me! Okay. Thank you, volunteers. Take a seat. Thank you very much. Some applause for the audience. Volunteers, please. My company, Monsarrat, has about 20 other ideas. Those are just 2 examples of how AR can be interactive. Okay, secret number 2. 2 out of 4. People who love video games, they love being indoors. In their mom's basement, with the lights turned off. But it's only human to like being outdoors. It's built into evolution. The apes do it. We do it. Being outdoors is good exercise. The sunlight helps your sleep-wake cycle so you feel more rested and can sleep easier at night. And I can hear you thinking, but I don't care about exercise. I don't like to go outdoors. I'll explain it like this. When you're sitting down, your heart rate slows down. Your whole body kind of slows down. So of course you don't feel like going outside. But once you go outside, your body wakes up, your heartbeat rises, it changes your body chemistry. It lifts your mood to be outdoors, to be experiencing the world. So I guess what I'm saying is that we need a game that helps to convince video game people that they like to be outside. I know what you're thinking. That's not me. I still like to be inside. Okay, I'll try one more time. When you were a child, you enjoyed going outdoors. You played hide and go seek and other kids' games. But when you became an adult, it seemed like the only solution was sports. And we all love watching sports, but we don't all enjoy playing sports. Sometimes sports, it's too athletic. Sometimes sports, there's no story to it. I mean, the players have their own stories, right? But there's no like science fiction themed football. Although that would be awesome, like a Harry Potter themed football. Oh, they kind of have that. The solution is to tell great stories. In Pokemon Go, all the content is at little pinpoints on the map. But each of these pinpoints has no relationship to the other pinpoints. And that's not good for storytelling. For example, if I wanted to tell a murder mystery story, how would the players know where to look for the clues? There's just dots all over the planet. How would I know where to look for the suspects or even the body? Well, the solution is to have a game zone. A zone that's limited in scope. And because the zone is limited, it can contain a limited story with a beginning and an ending. My company, it so happens, has a full patent on a technology that takes these zones and stretches them. So we can take this adventure, AR, outdoor adventure, and then fit it to this area of the map, or this area of the map, or this area. And in so doing, I can create an adventure that isn't just here in Poznan, but it can be played in Warsaw, or in Atlanta, or Los Angeles, or anywhere in the world. Here are some live examples from our game of fitting one story's content into different size parks. And if you can tell good stories, maybe you can get video game players to want to go outdoors, which is where their monkey nature wants them to be anyway. I see that monkey shirt right there. I want to show this. Could I have 3 more volunteers to come up on stage? Okay, so here's an example of a story-based augmented reality game. You could be other players, or you could be augmented reality bots. For the purposes of this exercise, it doesn't really matter which one you are, okay? But I'm a player, I'm walking around with my phone, I'm outdoors in the park, and I'm playing a detective. I'm trying to solve a murder mystery. And when I talk to the other players or to the bots, they each have a clue for me. So, hi, I'm a detective. Have you got a clue for me?
Yeah, but I want to trade it for something.
Oh, I'll give you this paper airplane.
Oh, that's awesome. The clue is, the murderer is a man.
The murderer is a man. That's my first clue. Okay, I'm a detective. I'm looking for the murderer. Do you have a clue for me?
Yes, I have the clue. It's the murderer likes video games.
The murderer likes video games, of course. Thank you so much. Okay, third one. I'm a detective. I'm looking for a murderer. Do you have a clue for me?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. What if I do a little monkey dance?
Then do this.
Okay. Have you got a clue for me?
Yeah, the murderer has a big pink hat.
I think we got him. Ah! We solved the mystery. Okay, thank you very much. You can leave the stage. Okay, my fourth and final secret is about the crisis of loneliness that we're facing in the country and the world. You may have heard statistics like 20%, 50%, even 60% of people who have surveyed say they feel lonely. And this survey was done before the pandemic. And I think it's because there are a lot of people who are unhappy. They can't connect. But sometimes we reach for social media. And studies have shown that social media can increase depression. Certainly, it's a time sink. So the more time you spend on social media, the less time you're spending with other people, with friends in the real world. And as modern apes, we're not really built for that. We're not really built to just kind of stare at our phone all day. We do need to have some kind of real world engagement. So let's solve this. We're going to solve it by giving two strangers something to do. A dumb little game. It breaks the ice and it brings people together. It generates friends. Think about all the drivers that make MMOs successful. You find social acceptance. There's the challenge and the thrill of the adventure. You feel like, tribalism from your team. And of course, you feel status and respect in your community. All those drivers are more powerful in the real world. It's sort of like an escape room, but we don't have to build anything because it's all done in augmented reality. One of the things I wanted to suggest to you is the idea of playing with friends who are not physically present. So you're in Poznan, but maybe these people are in Wrocław, or these people are in Warsaw, and you're all in different parks. But we can synchronize the adventure, so you're seeing the same thing as your friends. So as you're walking around, they're also walking around in the same adventure. So I want to show an example of how real-world games can bond people together. This is our last audience stunt. So in this stunt, I want everyone to bond with a stranger. Could you find someone in the audience you don't already know and say hello to that person right now? And then, right where you are, you don't have to move. I'd like you to pair together. One person acts as the catapult. You stand in place and you go woof with the ball. The other person, your friend, acts as the loader. The loader can pick up balls from the ground and put them onto the catapult. Elia, why don't you demonstrate that? There's the loader, there's the catapult, go! There you go. I'm going to split the audience into two groups. This half, what's your team's name? Oh, the real world team. Great. This is the real world team. Hey, real world team. Let's do an applause. Hey, we're the real world team. Okay, what's your team's name over here? The monkey team. Okay, real world team. Yay, real world team. Let's try insulting the other team. Monkey team, what's your insult? Oh, we don't like you. Real world team, no. Real world team, can you do better? What's your insult for the monkey team? Monkey team, we're going to beat you. Ah! Okay, so working in teams of two as the loader and the catapult, go ahead and stand up, and I want you to get these balls to the back of the auditorium and then back to the front, and we'll see which team can do it the fastest. I'll give you 30 seconds. Ready? Go. The monkey team is winning, I think. The real world team has to work a little faster. One person plays the catapult, one person plays the loader. Okay, now it's time to start moving those balls back. Move the balls back to the front. Oh, the real world team is catching up. You almost got it done. The real world team is about to win. The real world team is catching up. Oh, the monkey team is almost there. There's one more ball for the monkey team. Oh, wait, there's some more in the back there. I see two more balls in the real world team. Keep going, real world team. Monkey team, you still have a couple balls in the back there. And the real world team wins. Yay! So that's an example of using augmented reality to make a friend. The person that you partnered with, the stranger that you never met before, I hope that you become new friends with that person. Let me just summarize the takeaways. You can attract people who don't play video games by making the AR more interactive. And attracting mainstream players is a good way to have a hit game. You can attract video game players to go outdoors by telling better stories. Because in Pokemon Go, there's basically no story, right? We can tell better stories. You can also connect people to places, which is a much better vision of the metaverse than just lying in bed with VR goggles all day. Get out and explore. You are the avatar. And then finally, connect people to each other, which combats the crisis of loneliness. And there's got to be money in that. Because making friends online is pretty good, but making friends in the real world, that's priceless. I'm John Monsarrat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Thank you so much for coming.